Hi, my name is Dulce Perez, and this will be my capstone theory thesis. I decided I did a PowerPoint, but I could not record on it. I couldn't record my voice nor my face. For some reason, I couldn't insert it. I tried. I even looked up how to do it, but I could not. So I just decided to show you guys my laptop instead with my PowerPoint. It's the best way I could do it. But anyway, so our capstone project for general studies consisted of 3 parts. It consisted of the academic experience, our future career path, and what we need to know for our future career. So let's get started. So for academic experience, it might be backwards, I don't know, but general courses that I took my first and my second year, those consisted of biology, math, English, and some electives. Most of my electives consisted of psychology courses, and that is why I ended up doing a psychology minor, because I took so many that I might as well. My first year I took the main ones: biology, math, well, not math, but I took biology, English, and like other miscellaneous ones that I needed to take. My second year is when I took biology, and some other electives. It wasn't till my third year that I decided I wanted to do health information management and medical coding for my degree. I transferred to a different college, and there I took anatomy and physiology, medical terminology, and I did a lab and a lecture, so it was very interesting to learn all that stuff, and I loved it. So that also opened up my eyes more to the medical field and healthcare. My capstone project was mainly about the medical coding certificate, because it's what I'm most looking forward to for graduating. I went down a rough path my sophomore year, and I didn't know what to do, and I thought too late of what I wanted to do, and I didn't have enough time, so I settled on a medical coding certificate with my general studies degree and a minor in psychology. For the medical coding certificate, you do need the health information management, which I took my sophomore year, so I was prepared there. Little did I know. And then I took anatomy and physiology at VU, which is where I transferred to for a year. And then medical terminology and pathology, I took those last year. They were very interesting: pathology, learning about diseases; medical terminology, learning how those words come together and what they mean in the medical field. Medical coding 1 and 2. I haven't taken medical coding 2 yet. That I will take that next semester in the spring to complete my medical coding certificate, as well as the physician's reimbursement, which that one is mainly about learning about insurance carriers and stuff like that, which I'm excited for because I'm a receptionist and I deal a lot with insurance, and it can be confusing sometimes, so it'd be very beneficial to know a little bit more about it and how to help patients when they have questions. Medical coding 1 was very interesting. I got these really thick books, 2 of them, the ICD-10 and the CPT coding books, and we got to learn a little bit about those. We got to do a couple exercises and like code things, which was really interesting and kind of fun to do, and I'm excited to do more of it. Medical coding 2, I feel like it's going to be a little more intense. I'm a little nervous about it, but yeah. So my next slide here, which was the second portion of our capstone, was the future career path. And for that one, we had to talk about basically what we were planning to do with our career. So my plans were to graduate. I plan to finish school with a medical coding certificate, as well as a psychology minor and my degree in general studies, which I think those are all very good degrees and certificates to have. After I graduate, I plan to do a little job searching. Medical coding is a little intimidating, so I think it'll take a little more time to get comfortable with that, and it's a very intimidating. So yeah, I plan to take a couple months and look for medical coding specialist position that is just right for me. I am comfortable where I'm at right now, and I'm going to try and see if maybe they can offer me something to do with my receptionist job. For the future, I currently work as a receptionist at my local family residency clinic. I plan to stay there and work my way up whilst job searching, like I just said, and I am hoping that my medical coding certificate will help. After that, I will go for my master's in business admin. I don't know if I will do that, but it's an idea. I would like to. I think it'd give me an upper hand on other things that I'd like to do, like be management in the hospital or something like that in the clinic. Um, so for experiences, I actually have this brochure here that I made for my second part of my capstone project, and it has everything listed here, so I'm kind of just reading off of it for this second portion. For experiences, I have no experience in medical coding. I know there's a lot of medical coding, what's it called, entry-level jobs, and yeah. Being a receptionist opened my eyes to different insurances and how they work, so that's a little bit of experience that I have working in a clinic setting. Relocation was another one that we had to talk about. I don't plan to relocate for my future job. Medical coding doesn't really do much relocating. It more focuses on remote jobs, so you can work from home, which is really nice. I'm more of a homebody, so I want to stay close to my family and such. And also, I work for a large company, very large actually. We just connected with a different hospital, so it's getting bigger now. And I think I can get a lot of connections and find a good medical coding job for me. I think it'll be a little hard, but it won't be as hard as I expect it to be. So dream job. This hasn't always been my dream job. I do know I've always wanted to work in healthcare. I wanted to be a nurse, but I don't think being a nurse fits my lifestyle. Clearly, I have these long nails, and I don't think I can go without them. So it hasn't always been my dream job, but I think it'll fit very nice with my lifestyle. I have learned to love being a receptionist. I love it. You get a little bit of both worlds. You get to interact with patients, but also don't have to do like the terribly hard stuff. And I cannot wait to be able to challenge my brain with medical coding as well as contributing to my current job as a receptionist. I'm very excited to get my coding certificate because I know it will help me a lot in my current job. And I think it'll give me a little bit of seniority. That way I can help others train people, stuff like that. Some positives and negatives I also wrote about for this. There's a good work-life balance being a medical coder. Like I said, you get to stay home. You can stay home. You don't have to. But it's a 9 to 5. You don't have to work weekends. It offers career advancements. And there's a high market for medical coders as well. So that's good. And I think about that a lot because I did not know that a medical coder was even a thing before I got introduced to it by my advisor. So I thank her for that. Some negatives, it can be repetitive, but just as any job can. We are re-entering patient information always, but that comes with a job. It can be stressful. Medical coders deal with sensitive information, so there's that. It can be competitive. There are different scales to being a receptionist. I'm going to show that in the next slide. There's a potential for fraud and abuse. That scares me. That is one of my biggest fears coming with this job. So if you code something incorrectly, accidentally, it could be like a cause for legal issues. So it could be seen as fraud or abuse because the way medical coding works is that we will enter information, or it translates like diagnoses, stuff like that, into alphanumeric codes to document patient records and bill for their medical services. And then medical coders will create those claims and submit them to insurance carriers. And if you code something incorrectly and bill for something higher than what it should be, it can be a cause for fraud and abuse, as well as I did a project or a little thing in my assignment in my medical coding 1 class where we had to look up like fraud and abuse case with medical coders, and they would charge for higher diagnoses so they could get more compensation. And I thought that was crazy. But yeah, this was the second portion of the capstone. So this was my little brochure. It's not in color, but it was very fun to make. There's that. So moving on, what to expect and what I needed to know about medical coding. This chart here, as I go on, it talks about the different salary types for different types of medical coders, because there is different types of medical coders. Have it here. Okay, there is a certified professional coder, certified coding specialist, a certified inpatient coder, a certified coding associate, and a medical coding auditor. So it's the certified coding associate, that is an entry-level coding job, so that's probably what I will be for a couple years. Certified professional coder, that is the certificate that I'm going for. So they work in outpatient care settings, handling various codes and tasks for physician services. Certified coding specialist, they work in inpatient settings. It can be more complex due to the variety of conditions that are treated. Certified inpatient coder, they specialize in coding for inpatient admissions in hospitals. Certified coding associate, those are the entry level, like I just said. And medical coding auditor, which is something I never heard of until I wrote up this little cheat sheet. They are responsible for reviewing coded data to ensure that it's coded correctly and that it meets legal and regulatory standards. So the main demographics for this for the coding job, okay, moving on. To the type of salary expected, which is what I wanted to talk about here. The salary of a medical coder varies based on factors such as location, experience, and certifications. In the US, the median salary for medical coders is approximately $50,000 a year, but experienced coders or those in more specialized roles can earn more. So this little chart here, it's really hard to see, it's really tiny, but it has all the different types of medical coders down here, and it shows the more experience you have, the higher the pay is. So I think that's really cool. You have chance for advancement in the field. Do you need to job shadow or intern extensively before you are considered for a full-time position? Yes. Job shadowing is always so important when you're job searching. It can build more for your resume. It can show that you're really interested in the job, stuff like that. How important will networking be? I think it is important. Going to social events, stuff like that, connecting, reaching out to people, I think is a good way to get in and build connections. That is all I had for my slideshow here. Some other information that I wanted to add about medical coding. So I did the video for my last portion, which I did not go back and rewatch it, which I should have, because there was a lot of information that I talked about in that video. But there are ethical and legal issues in medical coding. There's a bunch of job opportunities to grow the future of medical coding. So this was something that I thought about a lot. So the field is moving toward greater automation, with AI being used to assist with coding and reduce human errors. So I don't know specifically how AI works. It's kind of scary, but I think it's really cool. I don't know, like, how does it do what it does? But I think it's very, I think that in the future everything will be AI generated, so there will no longer be a need for medical coders, which is kind of sad to think about, but that was what I had to input about the AI. Growth and demand, there's a new book coming out, ICD-11. They're working towards that, so that means a lot more books. Another thick book to look at with codes, which I think is crazy. I mean, it's a learning process, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was informational. I'm sorry that I stuttered a lot, but yeah, I really liked this class. I liked learning more about my future career. It made me think about a lot of different things in a new perspective, and I hope that everyone will have a good career after we all graduate college. Thank you.